Let's do a little bit for the back of the hip. We're going to go into gluteus maximus. And for gluteus maximus work, we're going to work on our bridges. The hamstrings really like to take over and help out with this one. So the back of the thigh muscles, we want to try to keep as relaxed as possible so they're not helping out. And as we're doing our movement, I'm going to monitor the muscles in the back of the hip, those buttock muscles. So making sure it's not the back of the thigh, but I'm going to put my fingertips right underneath the buttock muscles and make sure that I can feel them contracting as I go into my bridge. It's possible to bridge with those gluteals relaxed. So if you don't feel that contraction, you're not going to do the lift part. You're just going to work on the squeeze part. Also, if you're feeling like those hamstrings are going to cramp up if they're getting too active, don't do the lift, just do the squeeze. All right, we're going to break this one into three parts. Step one, we're going to get our core set. Step two, we isolate out the buttock muscles. And then step three is our movement part with the lift. Deep breath in to prepare. And exhale, pressing the belly in. Then we squeeze through the buttocks. We're still exhaling as we lift the pelvis a little bit off the ground, still exhaling as we lower down. Then a deep breath in to reset. And again, long exhale, belly button to the spine. Then we isolate the buttock muscles. Then we're going to lift the pelvis a little bit off the ground. Keep those thigh muscles relaxed as we lower down. Inhale and exhale, belly in and up, squeezing both sides of the buttocks. Then we lift the pelvis just a little bit off the ground and lower down. One more time like that. Inhale. Exhale, belly in, isolate the buttocks, going into our lift, making sure the knees stay on the railroad tracks, hip width between those knees, lower down. Give yourself a little reset. Now we're going to do another set just like that. However, I'm going to have you think about it a little bit differently. If you are feeling any low back symptoms or hip symptoms, or if this aggravates anything at all, you're going to come back to the version we just did. Otherwise, we're going to get a little more articulation of the spine, a little bit more movement through the different levels of the spine. So here's how I'm going to change it up. I'm going to think about my tailbone as I start that curl off the ground. And then when I start to curl, I'm going to think of lifting one segment of my spine off the ground at a time. So it's a little bit more of a curl. We're still not going for a lot of height here. And I want the upper back to stay supported on the ground the whole time. Just a little curl up, and then we're going to uncurl to come down. Let's try it together. Knees and ankles are at hip width. Let's take a breath in. Exhale, belly button to the spine, squeeze both buttocks, and then we're going to curl the tailbone up, then the sacrum, the lowest levels of the low back, and then we're going to uncurl, rolling each segment back down, sacrum, and then the tailbone. Inhale. And we'll do it again. Long exhale, curling gently as we roll one bone at a time off the ground in the low back, and then we're going to reset, setting one bone at a time back down before the whole sacrum. In on the exhale again, rolling up. Feel free to take this one at your own pace if you need to. And then rolling down. But I'm going to add in our segments here. We're going to inhale. We're going to exhale, belly in, squeeze the buttocks. Then we roll segmentally off the floor. Keep the buttocks squeezed as we roll back down. Then we can inhale and reset. We're going to do three more like that. Exhale, press the core in, squeeze the buttocks, rolling up off the floor, one segment at a time, rolling back down. Two more times. Inhale and exhale, belly in, isolate the buttocks. Then we roll up, try to keep the thigh muscles relaxed and lower down. Last time, think about those railroad tracks. Inhale. On the exhale, we're going to press the core in, squeeze the buttocks, then roll, keeping the knees and the pelvis squared on the railroad tracks, hip width apart. Let's lower back down. And give yourself a little waggle out. So that was a lot of buttock work training in conjunction with the core, trying to also train that the legs don't help out too much. If you did feel like the back of the thighs were really trying to help out a lot, if you're on the edge of a cramp, then you can go ahead and take a moment to press one heel at a time up to the ceiling, trying to stretch through the back of the leg. We don't need to be very precise about this one yet. We're going to do a more precise stretch later, but that just might help to loosen things up.